Confidence isn't just something you wear. It's not the clothes, the smile, or even the way you walk into a room. Although those things help, real confidence is energy. It's that unshakable self-belief that radiates even when you say nothing at all. And it's that energy, the kind that doesn't beg for attention, but naturally commands it, that absolutely drives men wild. Not because it's loud, not because it's aggressive, but because it's rare. And in a world filled with insecurity, performative seduction, and second-guessing, real feminine confidence stands out like fire in the dark. Now, let's be clear, we're not talking about arrogance. We're not talking about pretending to be better than anyone else, or shutting people out emotionally. True confidence, especially the kind that captivates a man, is deeply rooted in self-worth. It's calm, it's intentional, and it doesn't chase, it chooses. That's what makes it so magnetic. You see, most people think that men are drawn to looks, and yes, physical attraction matters, but what keeps a man thinking about you long after the date ends? What makes him respect you, crave you, want to win you over? It's mindset. And there are 3 mindsets in particular that confident women embody that are absolute game changers in how men respond to them. Now, before we dive in, there's something important to understand about how male attraction works. Men are far more emotionally intuitive than they get credit for. They can feel energy, they can sense insecurity, and they're drawn almost helplessly to a woman who knows who she is, who doesn't need to prove it, and who sets the tone for the relationship by the way she shows up from day one. When a woman lives from that place, she doesn't manipulate, she doesn't have to, she inspires. And the man who's emotionally ready for something real, he won't just be attracted, he'll commit. So let's start weaving in the mindset. The first confident female mindset is all about standards. A confident woman doesn't apologize for having them. She doesn't second guess whether she's asking for too much. She knows that setting standards isn't about being demanding. It's about being clear. She knows that love isn't just about chemistry. It's about compatibility. And you can't have compatibility if you're constantly betraying your own values to make someone else stay. Now let's get real. There are a lot of people, men and women alike, who will tell you to lower your expectations. They'll say that if you're too picky, you'll end up alone. But here's the truth. It's not your standards that push the wrong people away. It's your standards that attract the right ones. A man who's worth your time wants to know what you value. He wants to rise to meet those standards, because that's what gives him a sense of purpose in the relationship. When you're clear about what you accept and what you don't, you stop wasting energy on people who are never going to show up fully anyway. You create a filter that naturally repels the flaky, the avoidant, the half-hearted, and that filter protects your time, your heart, and your emotional energy. A confident woman doesn't demand perfection, but she's not afraid to say, that doesn't work for me. She doesn't panic if a man ghosts. She doesn't chase when someone pulls away, because she's grounded in the truth that the right relationship won't require constant convincing. And this changes everything. You see, when a woman lowers her standards to keep a man's attention, she sends a message, not just to him, but to herself. She says, your comfort is more important than my peace. But when she holds her ground, even when it's hard, she tells herself, I am worth consistency. I am worth respect. I am worth being chosen without having to beg for it. And that's not just sexy, it's powerful. Now this kind of mindset isn't something you fake, it's something you build. It's developed through experience, through heartbreak, through doing the inner work. It's the product of knowing who you are and what you bring to the table. It's looking in the mirror and thinking, I would choose me. And when you carry that energy, it shifts the dynamic instantly. So picture this. A woman is texting a guy she's interested in. He's charming, but inconsistent. He replies late, cancels plans last minute, and seems to be playing hot and cold. A woman who lacks confidence might overanalyze. She might wait by the phone, trying to craft the perfect message to get his attention. She might excuse the behavior, thinking, maybe he's just busy, or I don't want to come on too strong. But a confident woman, she notices the pattern. She doesn't make excuses for it. She doesn't overextend. She might pull back, or she might say, hey, I've enjoyed getting to know you, but I'm looking for something more consistent. Let me know if that's something you're up for. Now here's the interesting thing. Whether he steps up or not, she wins. Because she didn't betray her standard. She didn't play games. She led with clarity. And clarity, especially in the early stages of dating, is attractive, not because it controls the outcome, but because it communicates value. Let's move into the second mindset. This one is huge. A confident woman assumes she is the prize, not because she's better than anyone else, but because she honors her uniqueness. She doesn't wait for external validation to feel enough. She carries herself like someone worth loving, worth knowing, worth showing up for. This isn't about arrogance. It's about self-certainty, and men pick up on this. They feel it. When a woman believes in her own value, a man doesn't feel like she needs him to validate her. He feels like she's choosing to invite him into her world, and that choice makes him feel wanted, not you. This shift in dynamic is subtle, but it's everything. Let me give you an example. Imagine a woman on a first date. The guy is good-looking, confident, charming. Many women would be tempted to impress him, to prove they're fun enough, pretty enough, chill enough, to be chosen. But a confident woman flips the script. She's not performing, she's observing, she's curious, she's asking, do I feel good in his energy? Does he make me feel seen? Is he emotionally available? She's not auditioning for a role, she's hiring for one. That energy, men feel it instantly, and for the right kind of man, it's exhilarating, because now he's inspired to show up fully. He wants to earn her trust, her time, her affection, not out of pressure, but out of desire, and that's when the dynamic becomes truly magnetic. Here's the truth. Men don't fall in love because you prove your worth. They fall in love because of how they feel about themselves when they're with you. And when you treat yourself like the prize, he feels like he's in the presence of someone valuable, someone he doesn't want to lose. This mindset also shifts how you handle conflict, rejection, and emotional risk. A woman who sees herself as the prize doesn't fall apart when something doesn't work out. She might hurt, sure, but she doesn't internalize it as a reflection of her worth. She knows that rejection doesn't mean she's not enough. It just means it wasn't the right match. And that mindset allows her to keep dating from a place of openness instead of fear. Now the third mindset, this is the one that lights everything on fire. A confident woman stays rooted in joy. She doesn't make dating a job. She doesn't treat love like a transaction. She brings playfulness into everything she does. She flirts with life. She dances with mystery. And she doesn't need everything to be perfect in order to enjoy the moment. This is the mindset that makes a man feel alive in your presence. Because while standards and self-worth attract respect, joy attracts desire. It's what makes you unforgettable, not because you said all the right things, but because you made him feel something. Let's be real, the modern dating world can feel heavy. There's ghosting, mixed signals, swiping fatigue. But the women who rise above it, they're the ones who don't let the noise steal their light. They keep showing up, not bitter, not closed off, but open, light, curious. They know that every experience is just another chapter, not a final verdict. When a woman can laugh easily, be present in conversation, tease without fear, and express herself without apology, that's when she becomes electric. Not because she's trying to be sexy, but because she's real. And realness, that's rare. And rare is irresistible. So imagine this. You're on a date. Things are going well. There's banter, chemistry, connection. But instead of wondering, does he like me? The confident woman is thinking, Do I enjoy this? Am I showing up as myself? Am I having fun? She stays in her body, in the moment, and that presence, not performance, is what creates intimacy. This is the kind of energy that lingers in a man's mind, long after the date, long after the message, long after the kiss.